Hi, welcome to the Modern Renaissance Man Show. I'm Ben Copeland, the Modern Renaissance Man. Glad you could join us this night on whatever station we happen to be on. It's probably still an access station, and we're probably still not making any money. But anyway, who knows? Maybe you're catching us on something else, but we're still having fun at it regardless of where we're at. One of the things that I've noticed uptown these days, have you seen the new police vehicles, the little two-wheeler vehicles that they're running around, little pedestrian kind of cars that they zoom around in? I saw today that a private individual had theirs. Of course, they almost ran over 5 people on the way down the sidewalk. Gosh, now we got something else to walk. It's as if crossing the street uptown is not bad enough. Now you're going to get run over just walking down to your work or lunch or something if you work uptown. Something annoys me I wanted to share with you. I get these letters in the mail, and I had one open the other day. It says, "It is very important that you call me about your mortgage." I call this critical spam. This is a company that wants me to refinance my house with them. Has nothing to do with my mortgage, but I hate these letters. They should be illegal. Nobody should be able to say, "Open immediately, response required." And it is nothing more than junk mail spam, and they are messing with people doing it. It ought to be illegal. One of the things that is an interesting, that's not related topic that I was thinking of the other day, for people that work uptown in high-rise buildings, you ever thought about how far you actually travel in an elevator? You know, when I was sitting around and doing nothing one evening, I decided to calculate this out. I ride the elevator 19 floors, probably roughly 10 times a day. That comes out to, for a, say, 49 week year, to over 900 miles in an elevator. Now, if we could get those elevators to travel linearly instead of horizontally, if we could go, instead of vertically, go horizontally, just think of how easy we could travel around the country. Just hop in an elevator and boom, you're in Texas. And another thing I've been thinking of is occasionally I've been known to talk to myself. I've decided that I don't want people to think wrongly of me or think something's wrong with me, so I'm going to buy one of the new Bluetooth telephone things and plug it into my ear, and it won't be connected to anything, but I can stand around and talk to myself all day long on the street, in my car, just anything I'm doing, and people won't think I'm just cool, because I got a Bluetooth. They won't realize that I'm sort of psychotic and you should avoid me. Anyway, get your Bluetooth if you're talking to yourself, and that way people won't make fun of you. The other thing that I just wanted to mention about was that don't have a teddy bear in Iran or the Middle East and name it something Islamic. This is in roughly December, we're shooting 2007. You're seeing this show in January. Lady named her teddy bear some Islamic name. Got 15 days in jail, and they're going to kick her out of the country too for naming her teddy bear Muhammad or Abdul or something like that. I tell you what, with what's going on in this country, let's just be thankful we can call our bears whatever we want to. And with that, I think I'll get on my soapbox. Tonight I decided to go into an issue that may generate some controversial email. Hopefully it'll generate some kind of email, and if you don't like the topic, at least you're thinking about it. Special needs people. Special needs people deserve equal treatment, but not at the cost of others' rights. I've been seeing situations where special needs people are pushing down the rights of others. It's going beyond equal chance. A recent trip to Disney in 2007, I saw people with wheelchairs and parents with strollers. They were getting treated special, more than equal. They ran over people without an apology. They moved to the front of lines. The worst were the overweight people in their little scooters and parents with children in strollers who were 5 and 10 years old who didn't need to be in strollers. These people were running, trying to run me down with no ifs, ands, or buts about it. At CMS, our school system can't manage stuff. Special needs children get attention before other children. Non-special children have to wait sometimes in class for attention because of the special needs child that's in that class. Sometimes they have a teacher dedicated for one child in a class that may be 30 or 40 in size, and they have to wait for that child's issues to be addressed. Now, you may think that I sound uncaring or mean, but I do care about equality. Let me ask you these 3 questions. Do special needs people deserve more than others or simply equal? Special needs people say they want an equal chance, or should it be a better chance at the loss by others? Should we mainstream special needs children to the disadvantage of others? All people are special. Some are not more special than others. And that's the way I feel. And with that, we have no band. They all are sick with the flu. But one thing we didn't do is that you're seeing this show the 1st of January, so Happy New Year's to you. And hope you stay on for the whole 2008 seasons of The Modern Renaissance Man. So what I'm going to do is, instead of me just carrying on and talking here for a while and you going out to get some popcorn, I want to insert some music from some previous shows and hope you'll enjoy it. I'll be back in just a moment. Well, guys, glad you're here. Let's turn on some tunes.
Our pleasure.
Missed you.
She lost 2 of her front teeth 2 boyfriends ago. She's raising the baby daughter of her 17-year-old. Her latest living quit his job, said the boss man was a jerk. So she's pulling double shifts at the Circle K, cause somebody's got to work. And you catch her on a day off, she'll clean your house for cash. But nobody sees a hero, just worn out trailer trash. Monthly mortgage that would feed half of Peru. Got an office uptown and one at home, cause there's always work to do. And he knows he better close on every deal that he can grab, cause his wife's plastic surgeon is running him a tab. And every minute, every day, his back's against the wall. But nobody sees a hero, just a guy who's got it all. Yeah. She's got 2 kids in middle school and they're giving her a time. Her husband's always on the road cause he raps a dozen lines. Her mother's in a nursing home and her in-laws are out there too. If she's not there by 4, they call her asking, where are you? And she's always kind to all these people chewing up her life. But nobody sees a hero, just another salesman's wife. Yeah. Romance.
Excellent tunes. Hope you enjoyed that. I've been Copeland Modern Renaissance Man. I guess I had probably edited in probably some Dorna Anna, or maybe some old Trip stuff, or maybe some real old Tom Muir stuff. I'm not sure yet, but I know it was great tunes because that's all we have on the show. One of the things I wanted to go into, as usual, is the Public Library of Charlotte. The greatest place to go to get your videos. And I picked up some videos. I think I want to give you one that was a sort of a sleeper. Dean, I don't know if you can get a focus in on this. Dean Smarts, fill-in and director, excellent. This is actually a classic film, and so we can get that. We can get that. I don't know if I picked that up. I'm trying not to get the light on it. It's The Adventures of Robinson Crusoe, and you think that's an exciting film. Well, let me tell you about this film. This film is done in Italian with English dubbing. And they don't tell you that on the box. So when I'm watching this and I'm seeing the, hi, I'm Robinson. How are you? Hola, or whatever the words were. That's Mexican or Spanish, excuse me. But anyway, it's I fell out about halfway. I was ready for Robinson basically to die on the island. And so, go to the library. You can find films like this to help put you to sleep. Robinson Crusoe, Public Library. Prices are great unless you're late. If you don't like that, blame George. We blame George Bush for everything from the weather to well, we ain't got there yet. We're in January. We ain't got a new president yet, other than Pelosi. Well, she's still the speaker. Excuse me. But anyway, so we've got a website out here, the Modern Renaissance Man, mrmtv.org. Check it out. Key phrase to remember: merriment is a necessity. Watch dumb movies like this once in a while, even if you go to sleep on them. You just need to do things that are just sort of silly once in a while. Enjoy life like that. Send me some email. If you don't like the soapbox, you don't like things that are going on, you want to tell me how you're blaming George in your life, mrm@together.net. Here's another milestone. You're watching this show probably the first Friday night in January 2008. Well, in 4 days from when we're taping this, I turned 50 years old. So while you're thinking of how young I actually look, yes, I am actually 50 years old. So those of you who thought I was probably running in my early 30s or so, you're crazy. Anyway, so I turned 50 on December 14th. If you turn 50 on December 14th, send me some email. Let me know. Check out the blog site. Put a comment in there on what it's like to turn 50. And have a 13-year-old. That's a good one, too. The Modern Renaissance Mobile. Yes, we have one. And there's a project show coming on later this year. You'll have to watch that. It's the same little car as the last one, just a different color. It looks like an ugly blue speed racer with racing stripes on it. And hopefully I won't get...
It's not ugly.
Yeah, it is sort of ugly. Hopefully I won't get pulled over. I'm still trying to find the chapter in the Scientology book that tells me how to get an airplane. My guest and I chatted, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, and he asked me if I would convert to Scientology to get an airplane. Could I be bought for that? And I couldn't say no. Anyway, so we'll see. Doesn't look like an airplane in sight. Kennedy Space Center project, that's coming on later on this year. I'm telling you things because this is the first show for the year. Expect some more music specials. I mentioned in 2007 about having a Disney special. Nah, won't happen. Some conflict of interest there. I don't know that I can make the show without it looking like advertising. So we'll probably talk about things at Disney, but we won't actually show any footage of it. Guess what else happened this month? I guess it was November. Charlotte has light rail. Links, yay! The Charlotte Links. Basically, they had thousands of people rode it the first day that it opened. As I understand, most of them did get nauseous because of the up and down motion. They actually did okay, so it passed the test. Light rail, it's here, and it will be under construction until, as I understand, 2039. So you'll be seeing light rail construction for, I know, the rest of my life, and probably yours too. And you'll probably be 50 if you're 20 now by the time it's done. So light rail, watch for it, and there's going to be a bunch of lines. With that, I want to get a person out here that's a very interesting man that I've gotten to know. And that is a worldly man, in my opinion. And with that, TonyHodgeson, come on out here, and we're going to have a chat for a while on some topics. Yeah, really, thanks, sir. And get him to come on in. Glad you could join me.
How
have
you
a
doing,
seat
Ben?
there, sir. I'm doing great. Tony, and guess what? I think I printed all your bio stuff. Yeah, I do have it here. Gosh, I'm not as slack as I thought.
No, that's good.
Tony originated in England.
That's true. I was born there, too.
You were born there. And one of the key things I saw about Tony was that you graduated from Robin Hood University.
Exactly.
University of Nottingham. You probably hear that
Absolutely.
10,000 times.
I knew the sheriff, too.
Yeah. Did you now?
I absolutely.
You weren't doing anything wrong, were you?
No,
No.
just drinking.
Anyway, one of the neat things that I wanted to get Tony on here for was the worldly view. You've been around a lot, and your occupation seems like it's carried you quite a few places. The years you were an engineer, is that correct?
I was. I started off as an engineer and then went into engineering management.
Mm-hmm.
And then started working with a company that was global company.
Now, what was that? I was trying to remember. That was
Westinghouse.
Westinghouse.
Was the company.
Because you came over and you were young, like what, 23?
I was 23 when I
23
first
when you
came here.
came to the States.
Yep.
That was cool.
Came over on the Queen Mary. It was the time when jet transport was just starting to take over from the old steamships.
Oh, hey, I got somebody on the
And,
phone a little older than me.
When I came over, it was the last steamship voyage across the Atlantic. They closed it down.
That's wild.
Yeah,
That
it was
is
a great
wild.
trip.
I've read that about you.
Yeah.
Now, you're married?
I'm
and
married.
you have 2 children.
I have 4 children.
4 children.
4 children.
Whoa.
I have a girl.
You had time within the travel to enjoy life.
We had plenty of time to. Every time you come home, you know.
And you got a couple grandchildren. How many of those?
I have 4 grandchildren.
Wow.
4 and a half, actually. I got one that's going to be born in April.
Now, live anywhere near here? Or?
I have 2 children live in Charlotte, and 3 grandchildren, and 2 will be in Greensboro.
Greensboro. Well, that's right up the street.
And then I have another son that lives in Raleigh, and I'm sure they have a cat right now. Pretty soon they'll be starting.
Well, that makes it easier to get around then to
procreate.
visit the family all in the same
Right.
state like that. That's cool. One of the things that I didn't coach Tony on that we sort of do on the show is the idea of questions and issues, just sort of off the cuff of sort of springing them on them. I know that Tony likes to discuss key critical issues, I think that are going on, God, the world, and other things. But one of the things that, with you having been, and I want you to tell about some of the different countries you've been to, how does the U.S. compare to some of the places you've been? Because you've been in Asia,
Yep.
Australia. What other places?
Well, particularly some of the third world countries. When you go to those and you come back to the United States, I always wanted to kiss the ground when I got off the plane, because the United States is such an advanced country, and people, I don't think, appreciate the freedoms that you have in the United States, and the access to warm homes, homes with running water, homes with bathrooms. Many countries in the world don't have that, and I don't think we appreciate that.
What is your favorite outside of England and the U.S.?
I think my favorite country is China.
Really?
Because of the variety of people. Food varies from one state to other, and it's very, very good tasting food. And
How are the people?
the people are very friendly. When I first
we
went
get
to
the
China,
propaganda.
when I
around here
first went to
was
China, I'd always thought about the communist nation, how they hate Americans. That's not true at all. That's all Chinese government propaganda,
and American propaganda too.
and true. That's true. But the Chinese just love America, and they all want to come here, and they're much more educated about America than Americans are about China.
Sounds like that. Did you see the Great Wall and the whole nine?
I saw the Great Wall, went
Wow.
walking, went all the way up into northeastern China, where it's 35 degrees below zero.
Wow.
And in a place called Harbin, China, they have ice festivals throughout.
I've seen that. The big
the
sculptures
big
and things.
sculptures. They
Yeah,
make
that's cool.
They make the Great Wall of China out of ice.
Out of ice.
Out of the river.
Yeah, I've seen some neat pictures of some of the stuff from that.
China's a wonderful place.
And what did you think about Australia? I know you've been there.
Australia is like it's a country that's huge, yet it has a population that's maybe the size of New York,
Oh,
and they all live around the perimeter
Yeah,
of this desert. So it's very, very undeveloped.
Is it that inhospitable? The
Yeah,
center?
it's a real hot, inhospitable place. But they have great natural resources, and the people are laid back, really take life easy, and the countryside is just gorgeous.
I know they're real particular that if you want to try to get a work visa, they're very particular about who they let come in.
Years ago, they used to invite people to go there. They would pay your passage. You know how it got started,
No.
way back. England used to ship their convicts in a boat
Oh, yeah.
to Australia. That's how the Australia
Penal
got started,
colony,
the penal
yeah.
colony.
Okay.
And then much later, when they were looking for workers, they would pay people in the UK and to go to Australia. They'd pay their passage. They'd find accommodations for them, give them jobs.
Yeah, but when it was mostly criminals over there, I guess you had to do something then.
In fact, my sister went over there in 1968 that way. All of her family went up over in a boat, and the Australian government paid for their passage.
Well, let's bring the discussion home. You said, I think in the information that you sent me, you came to Charlotte around '69. Is that
In
correct?
1969, I came
So-
down from Philadelphia.
What's the good? For you? What is the good, bad, ugly about Charlotte?
What I miss about Charlotte is that everything in the downtown area that was there in 1969 has completely been taken down. And the only thing that's left are maybe the occasional church that
I
was
think the
left there.
BB&T
The BB&T
building is an original
Okay,
that was there. I think it's
okay.
only like about a block or so.
Right, but
Off the square or
for
something.
most American
Yeah.
cities, Charlotte has really been torn down and built back up again. And I miss some of the old parts of Charlotte.
So what do you like? What keeps you there?
I like the climate. I like the access to the ocean and the mountains. And
And
I
the
like the
valleys.
wide open spaces. Yeah.
Well, I heard somebody the other day talked about one of the things they liked to visit in Charlotte was food selection. It's pretty good. And these are like people from Cincinnati, which I typically think of Cincinnati as a fairly large
Right,
town. And they were saying that particularly in the downtown area, that the food selections in Charlotte have grown.
It is so much better than it was when I first came here. When I first came here, Charlotte was a liquor, what they call a liquor by the drink, a brown bag
I remember that.
state, and there were no restaurants here to speak of. Okay, you had the Open Kitchen, was
Yeah.
one of the star restaurants back then.
That's still pretty good.
But restaurants make their money by selling liquor, and when there was no liquor being sold, the restaurants wouldn't come here. But since they did that, food's gotten better.
Unfortunately, Tony, we're going to have to call this one wrap, but we're going to pick up again with the next show. Tony's coming back with me on the next show. We're going to talk some more esoteric kind of topics.
Okay.
But in leaving, I'm going to switch and let the band take us out some music, whatever time's left. But of course, I wanted to thank the crew, camera, and particularly Ray, our cameraman who's here for the night. Dean Smart, fill-in director. Dean has been with me for 2.5 years, audio assistant director, and he's jumped in tonight to take up for a missing Dan Honeycutt. Thanks, Dean. Great working with you. Check out the website, tmrmtv.org. Send me some email, mrm@together.net. I'm Ben Copeland, the Modern Renaissance Man. Thanks for joining us. And Happy New Year, 2008, and hope you come back. Good evening.
Dragon tails and waters wide, pirates sail and lost boys fly, fish bite moonbeams